you're in a sticky situation, because you can't coach both teams. You can't control what they do. So then obviously when you call something, it was a simple play, but there's a couple different reads to the play. And obviously they did a good job of making the second cut and the second screen. And Juwan got a rhythm jump shot and knocked it down. But there's also, they can do a lot of different things there. Defensively, that when you don't have any timeouts, you really can't adjust to it. You try to talk about it. You try to talk about adjusting if they change defenses or change the look. And our guys did a good job of executing. You have to give them credit.
Matt, were you surprised that Johnson got such an open look?
Well, I think, we made the second cut, the second screen. We didn't feel like we were going to get something off that first action. We thought we were going to have to, get a screen and rescreen. And, it's the thing that's difficult is, he's 6'10", he's long and athletic. Big guys aren't usually used to chasing guys off screen. They're the guys showing on screens. And so when you have a guy like that and you move him in and out, I just think he's a tough guard. And he's got such a high release point. It's tough to get to once he gets in rhythm.
Coach, what can you say about Juwan's development? I mean, here's a game situation, and you're dependent on that jumper to win you the game. I mean, there was a point in time where you couldn't expect that from him.
Well, sure. I thought we made some good decisions down the stretch last couple minutes. He got a good jump shot when each one drove. Each one got a nice drive and a layup there down the stretch, but each one did a good job when he didn't have it of kicking it back to Juwan when Juwan missed it, and then Bird missed the tip dunk. And Juwan's just, he's very confident. I would say that's probably his last step that he's made in his development. He's skilled, he's athletic, he can run, he's coachable. He's fun to be around, he's unselfish, but now he's confident. He wasn't the 13-year-old kid that was leading his team in scoring. He didn't grow up as a second, third, fourth grader on with that kind of confidence like, say, an each one more, had and still does. And now he's just kind of coming into his own where, he knows if he just takes his time and does things within the flow of the offense, he's going to be pretty successful.
Coach, no free throws in the first half. Back to Juwan, he made the last bucket for you in the first half, and then they went on their 9-0 run. Then they started the second half on a run. Then Juwan scored three out of your four buckets, and then he also started getting to the free throw line. No doubt you wanted to get him inside?
Yeah, we wanted to get him inside, and sometimes we'll anchor him and just keep him there and try to get touches with him. And then sometimes we try to move him around and bring that big guy out. Because sometimes when we can bring the big guy out, we can drive and get more things at the basket. And we made some cuts. We missed a couple layups at the rim, and Brooks had a couple blocks in the first half. But there's no doubt that we've talked about here in the last couple games, even though he's had good games, we'll go 3-4 possessions sometimes without him touching. And, he's just, is a guy that's got to touch. Doesn't mean he has to shoot it, but good things happen when he gets the basketball.
Speaking of good things happening, 3 turnovers this evening. Well, that's very impressive.
Yeah, no, only one actual turnover with the basketball. I think one was a moving screen, then we had another violation that didn't involve the basketball away from the ball. So that's great. To be in a possession game at home and only have 3 turnovers, I think it just kind of speaks volumes of how good Penn State is. They are a good team. This is a tough atmosphere, just like Ohio State was a tough atmosphere, and they've really made some improvements here. They're a very good team.
How important, Matt, was this game for you guys, especially considering the fact what happened, last week, having the chance to win or tie those games?
Right. Well, it was huge just to get into another possession game and be able to gain some confidence by making a big play. But I think it always starts with the defense. And we were in a position to make a defensive play to stop them, and we didn't. And we just had a total breakdown in responsibilities with that ball screen right there. And we had that breakdown, and DJ Jackson made us pay. And then we were in the position from an offensive standpoint. So it's great that we made an offensive play, but we also had a defensive breakdown that was very, very crucial.
Matt, I know you stressed the importance of rebounding, and they really dominated the board. What was
Well, they've out-rebounded every opponent this year in Big Ten play except us at their place. And we kept talking to our guys about that. That's why they've been able to have success against Ohio State, Michigan State, Illinois, and either be in those games and down the stretch and win them, or come away a loser in the Ohio State game. But they were right there. It was a possession type game. because of their rebounding. You know, they're shooting the ball well, but they're also giving themselves a lot of cracks at it by getting to the glass. So we knew that was going to be important, and we did a good job taking care of it. And you know, you look at your possessions, we get 10 more possessions there from the turnovers than Penn State, but then they get 11 more possessions on the glass. So it almost evens out.